My first reaction was I was excited, and then I quickly realized that although we have been seeing signs of progress in the Little Rock School District for several years now, I have to keep reminding myself that it's great to see progress, but it's also important to realize the road ahead. And so we still have a lot of work to do, but I'm excited about the progress that we have made this far, which is reflected in our first district grade of a C. And I don't think when you randomly talk to people in our community about, if you were to ask them what they thought Little Rock School District grade would be, I don't know how many people would say a C. So I think that the C represents more than just a grade. It represents the progress that we have made, the significant progress that we have made over the last few years, and a commitment to continue to keep that train going. So there's so many different factors, but I would start with the first thing that we have tried to make true since I arrived, and that's making sure that we elevate teaching and learning as our core business. That is the number one thing that we are in business for in the Little Rock School District, and so that should be our priority across the district. I think you and others have heard me say repeatedly, no matter what you do, no matter what your job is, no matter what your position is, all of our goals and all of our jobs are to support what happens in our schools and in our classrooms in particular. So we have elevated teaching and learning to the forefront, and so we've put a lot of resources, a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of energy, and a lot of strategy into making sure that at the intersection of what happens in the classroom between teachers, students, and our curriculum, that is high quality and that we're giving our students the best that we absolutely can. I expected, I wasn't surprised about the C because looking at the state's new accountability model and the weight that is given for achievement and for growth, and for those of you who don't know the difference, achievement is the number of students or the percentage of students who are actually meeting grade level expectations in math, English, and science, and then growth, we have actually two growth components in our accountability model. One for overall growth, just means that how all of our students are growing in all of those subject areas and all of our grades, and then we look at how the bottom 25% of our student population, those are the students who are at the bottom quarter in terms of student performance, how is it that they're growing? And because we now have more emphasis or weight on growth, and I know that our teachers have been knocking it out of the park in terms of making sure that our students are growing, the C didn't surprise me just because of the new state's accountability model and the emphasis on growth. And so that wasn't surprising at all. Yeah, going back to what I just talked about, the different ways in which we measure growth. One of the things that's unique about the Little Rock School District, we are probably the only real true urban school district, large urban school district in the state of Arkansas. And when you look at our student demographics compared to other districts in the state, there are only a handful of districts, I probably can count them on one hand, who matches us in terms of the level of students impacted by poverty in their district. And so we know that with poverty comes many different barriers that kids have to overcome when they come to school. And so we have to do more to get better results than students in some other places. And so because our new accountability model actually accounts for that, and so we are actually getting credit now for showing how our students are growing, regardless of how they're coming to us, regardless of how behind they're coming to us, regardless of how many grade levels they're behind. If we can show that we are moving our students from point A to point B and they're meeting their expected level of growth every single year, we get credit for that now. And so that definitely more accurately shows the public the work that we're actually doing in our school district. Continue to do what we're doing. This is not a sprint. We didn't get here overnight. We're not going to get out of it overnight. So we're going to stay the course, continue making sure that teaching and learning is our number one priority, is the number one thing that we're focused on. We're going to continue making sure that we have the right people in place at the district level, at the school level. We're going to make sure that we continue to, we change things every year in terms of how we're structured at the district office level, because we want to make sure that we are structured so with the right people that are providing the right types of supports to schools. We're going to continue making sure that our school-based leaders, our principals, APs, teacher leaders, that they're equipped with the knowledge and skills that they need to lead instructionally on their campuses. We're going to continue to support our teachers to make sure that they have everything they need to deliver quality instruction to kids every single day. And so we're just going to continue what we started. And as time continues to go by, it is my belief and not my hope, I feel confident that we're going to see better results year after year. So I will encourage all of our stakeholders to really dig into the info on My School Info. I think the Department of Ed has done a good job of putting a lot of information out to help folks really understand this new accountability model and what these letter grades actually mean, not just for the district, but each school's letter grade. We know that the letter grade does not represent everything that happens in the school, but it is one way and an easy way for people to kind of get a sense of how things are going, because we all have a conceptual understanding of what it means if you get an A or B or C or D or F. But again, I want the public to know that that alone does not represent all the good things that are happening in our schools and happening in our district. I would also want the public to know that, our teachers are, you talk about plates full. We have asked our teachers to do a whole lot more with a whole lot less, and I just want to offer my deep appreciation to the teachers in the Little Rock School District, because these results are really a reflection of their hard work and their dedication. So thank you to our teachers. I know they don't get a lot of thanks. We know that their public education has been under attack at many different levels, and so they don't get the appreciation and the thanks that they deserve. But yet and still, with little, our teachers are still producing great results, and so we're definitely appreciative of them.